welcome back to the channel. This is Ted, and I've done a lot of DIY things, and I have been watching videos on, I think, Facebook Reels, and I keep seeing this thing called King of the Hill. So what my plan is to take this piece of 1/2-inch plywood, which I have a bow in it. So what I'm gonna have to do is probably frame around it with like 1x4 to get that bow. And we wanna get this as level as we can because you shoot little pucks across this. So I think what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna kind of lay out that channel. I'm gonna lay everything out and kind of see how I like it, just with a pencil. And then this whole thing's gonna get painted over. I'm gonna use, I do have some 1x over there, but I think I'm gonna have to buy a couple more because I think I'm gonna have to like do this into like thirds to bring this bow up. I'll frame the whole thing around. If you've seen any of my other videos, I make cornhole sets. So I'm gonna make a giant cornhole set from a 4x8 sheet of plywood. And I wanna use this little table as the base, or maybe even a bigger one. So I'm somehow gonna frame it out around the edge of this so that it hooks into that table. I don't know how sturdy this would be, so I think we're gonna have to go with what size is this one? This is like a 4-foot card table, or a 4-foot like banquet table. So I'm gonna see if I can find a 6-foot. So then I'll come in 2 feet from the ends and then put another runner across, 2 foot in, runner across, and then a runner all the way around the whole thing. You can follow along as I build this. We'll just see how it goes. So I took a measurement from the edge over 5 inches, and that's where I'm gonna bring something up here on the edge so that we have a full 5 inches down. And then I made a track all the way around. And then it's gonna stop right there. And then I'm gonna make a little triangular piece right here. So when you're shooting into this corner, it'll ricochet out. And then I'm gonna figure out how to map the rest of this thing. I know I have to try to figure out how to mold some kind of a little hill. So will be a challenge. So what I did for these corners is I came up 2 inches and then came over 2 inches. So that as your little puck comes by, you know, it's not gonna be this big. I'm assuming it's gonna be about, I don't know, probably less than that circle there. As the puck comes by, it'll kind of ricochet around. I don't think you want a sharp corner. Plus, I might just actually cut that off, because as you're walking around this table, you don't wanna like get your leg in there. That's just kind of a safety thing on tables and stuff. You want to cut those corners. So this was the first, like you start here and you start going around. You go around, snake around here. And then this is where you start going into the center of the table. So that's as far as I've got. I don't know if I need to really lay anything else out, but I think I'm gonna make this hill, I don't think I want it dead center. I think I want it like in one of the thirds of this. So I'm gonna kind of look this through. I may actually make my little, because I'm gonna basically rip a piece of this 1x, maybe about a 3/4 inch piece. And then I have a little router, but I'm gonna take this board and kind of stand it on edge there And then that'll be kind of the trough. I mean, it's not even that tall. It's only gonna be about 3/4 to an inch tall, just to keep the puck in all the way down and around. I could probably find some trim that's like already round, like coved already on the top. Then I wouldn't have to router it, so I might just do that. I haven't been to the lumberyard yet. I already had this here. As I look at this image from their website, it looks like there's a pretty thick border around it, and the corners have been angled pretty good. Their table ends on the side with a pretty big gap. It looks like probably a foot. So if we take that foot, there's another foot. So this is probably like a 6-foot table is what I'm thinking. But it looks like it's sitting on top of a normal billiards table. And I think those are either 6 or 8 foot long. So if this is our start track, and they have some special cards that like fit in here. I don't know if I'm gonna do that for this, since this is just a game I'm gonna play with my high school boys and their friends. It's actually, we're making it for a graduation party, so I'm starting this early in February. As you can tell, I'm not in my shop, I'm in my basement. And so I'm kind of just using the space I have. This is a heated room I've got in the basement that's kind of out of the way, that I can just kind of keep this set up and it's not in anybody's way. But see, I've got this set at 5 inches. After looking at that video, I think I might just pull it back to 10 inches. Somewhere like in here. So you've got plenty of room. I actually might bring it back to 12. But on that table, theirs started down in here, if we recall right. It started here, and then it went around. Then it ended over here somewhere. But I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think it's okay. It probably doesn't matter. So that's kind of my first big layout decision, because we're gonna have to put these little pieces of trim along here then in the next video. The next step is to try to find some shuffleboard pucks. That's what it looks like they're using. So I was kind of scrolling Amazon, and they're anywhere from $125 to like $38. This silver set here with red and blue doesn't look too bad. They also have a bronze set. So what I might do is just order a set just to get some measurements and go from there, as I don't really know how these are going to slide without putting sand on them. Because a shuffleboard set uses sand as the to reduce the friction between the board and the puck. This black and silver set doesn't look too bad. It's priced pretty good, $37.